Hey, Kenna, what are you doing?
Oh, hello, Stowe High School. Didn't see you there. You might be wondering what I'm sitting here on this rock with my ukulele for. Well, I'm practicing my act for the Digital Coffee House. I'm your host, MC Kenna. Let's go inside and chat some more. Are you sad? Feeling down in the dumps? Thinking back to all those past coffee house performances that we've shared in the past year? Well, me too. Do you feel like you have so many creative ideas and ways to express yourself, but you have no one to express them to? Well, do I have news for you. So without further ado, that we announce the very first ever, drumroll please, Digital Coffee House! This event is open for all SHS faculty and students, and there's really no limits to what you can do. Just practice your act, perform a video, and send it our way. Now, without further ado, I'd like to send it over to the one and only Miss Chris and Mr. Gagnon for some tips on how to do a collaborative project. Over to you.
All right, gang. So we're going to talk about some tips and tricks that you can use to create an act for Coffee House collaborating with folks who are socially distanced from you, people who you can't physically be with. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a little example of a project that Miss Chris and I put together, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how we went about doing it. So hopefully this will give you some ideas about how you could collaborate for Digital Coffee House. So first things first, let's check out our premiere of our new tune about COVID-19. Up, 2, 1, 2.
Coronavirus is a smelly butt.
So smelly.
Coronavirus is a smelly butt.
It's disgusting.
Come on down and take a knee and let me tell you what. Coronavirus is a smelly butt. Coronavirus is a poopy fart.
Oh my god.
Coronavirus is a poopy fart.
Yep, it's the worst.
Gather around and listen here and take these words to heart. Coronavirus is a poopy fart.
Tap dance.
What's that? What's that? Oh, it feels so much better. Coronavirus is a stinky turd.
I hate it with a seething loathing.
Coronavirus is a stinky turd.
Like, what even is life right now?
You ask me what's the word, I'm telling you, brother, it's absurd, cause coronavirus is a stinky turd.
Yeah, it's poop.
Hear me well as I lament your rancid sack of excrement. You're the greatest threat to the human species. You're a pile of male bovine feces. To be clear, let me recap. You're a big old fat straight mountain of crap. Coronavirus, you're a smelly butt.
There you go. So, let's talk about the process that we undertook to make the final product. First thing we did was we wrote the song. So, figured out all the lyrics, the chords, and importantly, who was doing what. So, I was playing ukulele and doing little interjections, and Miss Chris was singing the main melody and was featured as the duck feet tap dancer. So what we did was we recorded my part first, since I was playing the chordal instrument and sort of the timekeeping device for our little project. My recording would be the basis for the track. So here's a little snippet of what my recording sounded like without Miss Chris's part in the mix. Oh my god. Yep, it's the worst. Tap dance! Once that was recorded, I just got that video and sent it over to Miss Chris.
Thanks, Mr. Gagnon. So as soon as I got Mr. Gagnon's part of the song, I watched it a bunch of times. That was my first step, so I could get really familiar with his part and how my part would fit into that. So as soon as I did that and felt really good about where my part was going to line up, that's when I started recording my own videos. So you may have noticed that the biggest difference between Mr. Gagnon's videos and my own was I was wearing headphones whenever it was ones that I was singing. And the reason is that that I wanted to make sure that I could hear Mr. Gagnon and hear his parts so I could stay in tempo and stay in sync with him. But when I was taking my video, I wanted to make sure that I didn't hear his video on that. Otherwise, we would have had a lot of mushy layers of multiple audio. So to get the cleanest version, I hooked myself up so that I could hear him, but the video couldn't hear him when I was taking my portion of the video. So that when my video showed up, it was just of me singing. So then when I was able to put that in together with his video into iMovie, it was just his audio, his video, my video. Voila. And nothing overlapping. And then, of course, I had to take multiple other videos of the little pieces of the tap dance. So my video recording was piecemeal and putting things together after the fact, after I'd taken the videos. So when I had all my videos of my tap dancing, of me singing, blah, 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 that's when I put them into my iMovie over Mr. Gagnon's video, and then I was able to fiddle around with where they fit inside of his video that he had sent to me. That took a little bit of time, but it was mostly fun because I just got to line up where things go, and then I got to add in a few little things here and there, like my piano glissando for the duck feed and a few other things like that. So once I had put that all together, my video piece along with Mr. Gagnon's video piece, then I mushed it all together into one file, and then I sent it off to Mr. Gagnon for him to look at and to listen to. And then once we both felt good about it, that was it. So that's pretty much how my part of the process went. And I think the only other things that I would say for getting ready for a coffee house are, one, make sure you start now if you haven't started already, because you're going to want some extra time to tweak things, especially if you're collaborating with people. You're not going to want to start this project on May 7th. You're going to want to start nice and early so that you have time to not feel stressed and to make sure you get everything done. Two, make sure you save your work a lot. You don't want to put all this work in and then have your computer crash for some reason, so make sure you save your work early and often. Otherwise, you could be VSAT, and no one wants that. Next, if you have any questions about anything you're trying to do and you're just not being able to figure it out, just reach out to Mr. Gagnon and I. We can definitely help as much as we can. That's why we're here. And lastly, have fun. This whole virtual coffee house is supposed to be fun. So whatever you're doing, just have fun with it. And we can't wait to see what you come up with. So without any further ado, I'm going to send it back to MC Kenna for some final thoughts.
Thanks, Miss Chris, and thank you both for that delightful song. Does all of this sound like something that you would be interested in? Great. Check the link in the description box below. There will be a Google form for you to fill out as soon as you can that will have all of the information on how to get your act into the final coffee house video. Submissions are due no later than Friday, May 8th. All the information for where to submit that will be in the form. Friday, May 8th. That's next Friday. The coffee house event will be a live stream of everyone's acts all put together, and that will stream on Friday, May 15th at 7 p.m. More details will come, and thank you for tuning in. We hope to see you there. Stay groovy.